Awesome. Okay. So what I wanted to share is that as far as orientation goes, I'm going to show you two different ways you can orient yourself to your back office, all the kind of details around how to get paid, those kind of things. And there'll be two ways I will show you, and a third way I want to reference that you just will get the chance, really, as business leaders, this is your own business, that you will get the chance to decide which flavor you want to introduce someone else to. So, a bit of context to just what I'm going to say is in LifeWave, it's a binary structure. So, if
Mm.
you have are familiar with that, it's just flows two different legs down, and then you
Mhm.
just start to add people as you're, sharing and selling. You just add them left and right, left and right. When it comes to adding them for the first month at least, just check in and we're there to support you for that. The reason why is I made the mistake early on is I thought binary meant, oh, I'll put my first person there and then my second person there. But I'm happy to say the mistake out loud. I put my mum in because she wanted to order. Then I went, oh, I'll put her friend in on the right. But I
But you
now
really
train
wanted her in
and
the
tell
same team. Yeah.
everyone I should have, even though it might have made me manager quicker, you do want to be thinking, okay, that hurt. Actually, it shouldn't, it was my mum's friend and it was from a party I had at my mum's that she shouldn't have even come in for my personally sponsored. She should have just come in as one of my mum's customers, right? Like that's
Oh, okay.
actually how it should have happened. But you only learn those things on the go. So I figure in my training, I'll just tell people my very first mistake because it's not a game changer, and she's a beautiful woman and she's getting great results, but she's probably not going to build and she's just going to love it. But
Mm.
ultimately that little flow back, it could have gone to my mum instead of going to me. So I
Yes,
just of course worked
yeah.
that out because it's my mum. So think about that. As soon as you get some interest, it is worth going to in your support chat to me, the one we have directly,
Yeah.
because I'm your personal sponsor. I always encourage have a personal chat with the people you bring on, but then add them to the group for more just the like, hey, this is what's happening in life
Mhm.
and leadership and business. So with that chat, I would say just maybe when you get the interest, just say, hey, Vanessa, I've got someone interested. And before we maybe even onboard them, I would just be saying to you, have you thought about where you want them in that structure? And
Right.
I'll just train you a little bit and you learn some of that as you go as well. So that would be the first thing I say. So context to this is it, to LifeWave, 20-year-old company. 17 years ago, three and a half years ago, the X39 came out. The company had earned about, 30 million. It was still a really healthy company, debt free, all amazing, great products and all the support patches. Then came along X39, and then they basically contacted, or someone actually shared a patch with a lady who in America is very well known, Onyx Cole, really keen network marketing, kind of made millions and millions and made lots of millionaires. Well, she got patched and she tells the story. A chimney sweep patched her. So the chimney sweep wasn't even like building a business. He just said, hey, have you heard about this? She was retiring out of network marketing, got patched and went, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I can't not be part of this, right? So she came into the business. She brought in then two people. So she was a smart leader. She went left side, Steve and Gina Merritt, who were always really well known in network marketing. And then on the right hand side, she brought in a team called Evolve, some leaders called Evolve. And then all of a sudden, the last 3 years, basically the company with that model, because they hadn't really network marketed, they just worked with practitioners before. So
Mm.
with that model of that kind of selling and that kind of sharing and what we love about networking, it went from 30 million to actually just hit 420 million at the end
Yeah.
early this year. So $300 million from really just great sharing happening, and it went into 80 countries. It opened up the market into 80 countries. So you're going to be exposed here in Australia to two models. you're going to basically be able to access Onyx's, it's called Quantum Field. It's her training and her YouTube's Quantum Field is Onyx Cole, right kind of at the top of the sales structure. And then our downline, we get full access then to This Is It team. So out of Onyx Cole came This Is It team, Steve and Gina Merritt. On the other side is this team called Evolve. They're allowing us to kind of lean into some of their like resources and all the rest of it. And they're really doctor practitioner heavy. So we love them. We need them actually because they work a lot with chiros, osteos, doctors. Like there's a lot of them in the Evolve team. But what they've just got to the point where they won't allow now, because it's to no benefit to them if on their right, we're not on their right leg, essentially. We're not in their flow from out of Australia. So they've said we can dip into their resources, but we can't be trained by them. And that's fine. Like that's no problem. So what we have access to is two incredible models and systems. And my brief explanation on it is Onyx Cole is more well-rounded and a bit more product focused and wellness. And if you just share, you're going to do amazing. Like she's really smart. She's really strong at that. Then Steve and Gina, and we're all Christians on this call, but Steve and Gina are, Onyx is a believer, but she wouldn't lead with her faith, right? She's just a really smart, like you wouldn't know that in all her trainings. Steve and Gina are born again, spirit filled, favor, prosperity, health, and wealth. It's like their passion, right? So high energy, out of Florida. Their trainings are like large and all the rest of it. But I'm telling you, their system is basically what's already created in 18 months, 18 millionaires. Like it is a scalable system. Here in Australia, we just need to add to that system a little bit of context, which is why I train this out and teach this out. Because if you just expose people too early on to some of their presentations and it's the wrong person, you can lose the opportunity to really sell, right? So
totally, because I've actually listened to a couple of them already, and
so talk to me. Yeah, tell me what you think.
We talked about the other day, and I thought, yeah, absolutely, there are some that would not at all take to it.
Yeah. And because so what they have is Quantum Field has trainings which are actually amazing, and I'm going to put it in the chat and I'll send it to you in an email. But if you want to note this down, build331.com. Build331.com is all of Onyx and her team's training. If you know you're going to want to share with someone and keep them a little bit away from that energy in the early days, you definitely want them to catch it, but in the early days, then you need to share with them startx39.com. So that is startx39.com. I'll have this on a little like summary for you as well, but it's called startx39.com. The only difference to then Steve and Gina's, which is thisisitinfo.com, is their like welcome to LifeWave, here's all the technology. And then they have thisisitteam.com. So that's their model. So if you introduce people and you show them thisisitinfo.com, it's a much better resource. But if they watch video 3, which is the real one you want them watching with the integrative doctor talking about stem cells, the only challenge to that video, Aussies find sometimes, is immediately they hear Steve and Gina, and sometimes they're not listening to the doctor because they just hear that energy, and Aussies can just so quickly get a bit put off by that, right? So
I've listened to that one.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, I love that. And I felt when I sent you the info, Joanne, I used my discernment, and I still felt like I knew you loved God, and I knew, like, I think I sent it to you. But same with Cassandra. I knew it would be
You did it.
okay for you, and I
Yeah.
knew it wasn't going to put you off.
Yes,
But
yeah,
I think we just have to use our discernment with who we do share
absolutely.
those things to.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So that's the big thing I want. Hi, Alison.
Hi.
Hi. So that's the real first thing I always love to give context to is what you expose them to first.
Yeah.
You're gonna know what to expose them to then once it comes to some training. And I am confident training out both those models. So if you say, Vanessa, I need you to hop on an orientation call with me and one of my new brand partners, and you just say to me, I'd rather build 331 rather than rather than this is it. And I'll know exactly what you mean and I'll know how to show you. And I'd like to record orienting people through both those systems because they're both really good systems. Okay. Yeah. So I'm really happy to do that. What I'd like to just finish up by sharing with you today before people come. Oh, but then the context I want to say is when we are in our larger group, we will reference thisisitteam.com mainly because for Andrew and I scaling this, we do find their system of orientation is a really strong welcome into the business. But again, you'll just tell your team if you want them on our calls, or if I know, for example, I've got the majority of people from your teams and you're using Quantums, then we're so flexible. We can do either. But I do feel like people get a really great business orientation if they go to this site. So what I'd like to show you, and then I'll send it to you. I've just got up, This Is It team. Okay. So this is their team. So once you've become a brand partner, this is their website. So again, like big, bright, amazing. But the really love for you girls, all of you to get familiar with, especially when you got leadership on your life, I'd like you to be going through onboarding because onboarding is what, and Michelle will speak to this, Michelle and Alison, actually. Alison is one of Michelle's team. So welcome, Alison. It's great to have you on tonight. And we'll shift gears in a minute. If other people don't come on, then we can still go through the basics because I know Michelle and Alison wanted to as well. But basically, this was a little gap for us all early days was, so this is like, you get how to set up enrollment, how to place someone. So when I just talked about legs, like which leg do you want to have someone on? This whole little link right here is 2 little videos and it shows you how to change your legs if you want to put someone on a different leg. So everything we have is already taught out. There's not going to be a lot that isn't taught out. And if you ask a question to us and we can't find it in one of this resource or Build 331, we'll create a little video because we don't want anything that we do in this business to feel like it doesn't have a system or that you can't just teach someone else. So this is a brilliant, literally, it'll take about an hour of your time. But if you think you've just invested into something that in life, when you're ready, could make you a whole lot of also money flow into your family and your life and your dreams, I like to tell people, give it the hour, give it the time. When you have the time, give it the time. So it goes through all of this. I love even upgrade kits. One of the things we'll coach out is I'm all about the phone call for the orders. I've done it to each of you. I'm all about the face-to-face or the Zoom or the phone call for the order because I really feel like you get to hear what people need and want. And they might, for example, I don't mind if it's okay if I use an example. You got on a call. I didn't think I was about to hear about a diamond order, or I didn't think I was about to hear about all beautiful reasons why you need what you need. I would have easily just thought, okay, I'm going to be able to set her up or whatever. But it was while we got talking and you started going, oh my gosh, this person and this person and this person, And that's what I love. We really model that call being a phone call or a connection point. If I could leave you with anything tonight, there is something in this business about that connection with people, hearing what's going on, hearing what's happening in their world, and having the order open and ready to go, but being willing to upgrade to maybe and offer the next level because they may not realize they could get something for a better price if they go beyond, say, the silver and go towards gold or go towards diamond. So learning how to upgrade people and learning how to upgrade is a really, not only is it a financial amazing thing for you when you do that, but also it gives them the best financial opportunity as well. So really dive into upgrades, why to do them, how they work. And then you definitely want to learn how to get paid. In Australia, you're just going to have a little bit extra fee if it comes direct into your account. But I chose that. I just wanted it straight into my account. You basically get money released every Wednesday, every Monday, or Tuesday actually. And then about Wednesday, it can hit your account unless you've chosen to set it up with something like Wise. Michelle and Alison, have you set up your pay portals yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you use Wise or did you just choose it to come directly?
I just transferred it directly, but I didn't set up automatic transfer, so I just manually transferred it to my account.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
I set up automatic, but I was wondering whether it was worth having a Wise account, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
So
because easier to deal in US dollars.
Yeah. So for Joanne and Cassandra, for context, this will be you really soon as sharing begins. But basically, you can let it hit a Wise account, keep it in US dollars, watch for whether it goes up or down, right? Like in terms of the exchange rate, because you're also paid in US dollars at cost, but you're paid. If you choose to do that, we've got a little instruction. We've just added a how to do Wise. I'll add that into our chat as well. So there's that. This is what This Is It team won't do, is they're not going to be country relevant to a few of those kind of resources that we need. So we have them here in Australia. And then this is great. So my 2 points I'd love you to go through is onboarding. And then the second thing I really feel is it stirs the awakening to what this could be. I do love the homepage. And the reason why I love the homepage is, yes, you get a connection to Steve and Gina, which even I'm going to give you context, girls, even my osteopath, I'm just letting one out the gun. He is so conservative. He's in Quebec, Canada. He's known us for years. He's never been in an environment like this before on any level, from faith to selling to network marketing to anything. And he said on a call to us today, the best thing you did was just introduce me to the model of This Is It. I may not use it all the time, but it helps shift my mindset around what's possible, right? So if you can scroll down the homepage, if you look at even their mission, and this is why you need to understand it's not for everyone straight up. Their mission is to ignite entrepreneurial success by equipping you with tools, strategies, beliefs, and resources to build a thriving business and unlock your full potential. So you will, in all their trainings, you'll hear a lot of that, a lot about financial freedom, a lot about presenting options to people, a lot about paying off houses and getting debt free. And you know what? It's really healthy to realize in this day and age, there's some vehicles for that to happen. And if you asked Tessa a year ago, a beautiful single mom who never thought she'd be experiencing the kind of financial freedom she's experiencing, then what I love about Tessa's story is it makes it real and it makes it Aussie and it makes its context, and she's got all her heart, all her integrity, but she's a good, strong leader that's just realizing, I want to help people, and the company reimburses me really well for that too. So if you would, I would love you to read through that. And then personally, just as someone that like really feels honored to be on this journey with you all, and maybe if you're on this call and you were sponsored by someone else, I think it's important that you process with that person, hey, this is what really resonated. This is what felt great. And this is actually what felt like triggering or a bit less like, a bit less aligned to who I am. But the thing is, those growth moments, they're growth edges that we can actually explore and go, why did that annoy me? Why did that trigger me if it happened like that? So I love this page. For me, it kind of awakens the dreamer in people. And one of the things I'd be saying to you, if you give me permission, is what did you get out of this? And where did you feel a bit challenged by this? And where do you have questions around this philosophy? So I feel it's my responsibility, our responsibility, Andrew and I, just to expose people to this early on if we believe there's that potential within them. And I think you get the chance to think about that for your people that you onboard as well. So it's a great page. And then it goes into a pro strategy. Love it. Love you to learn it. Want to really coach it out. It's how to patch people, how to revisit, and what the opportunity is. The bottom line is none of these people are people that like this is all they do. They're all either busy, they've got full lives, they're leaders in lots of different arenas, they own businesses, they're in ministry, they're all over. So this is like how to optimize a system so that you're not spending hours and hours just trying to convince someone, oh, they need a patch, right? Like it's not meant to be like that at all. So learning this sample program, the only bit of information I have for Australian context is that they have all the like printouts for this through Vistaprint, but we don't have This Is It. We only have Quantum Field's ability to do that. But what our team, my design team, did is we designed something so it looks really similar to that. So if you do want to print anything out, just contact me and I'll send you what we have designed on Canva that pretty much looks like that. You just then can go to like Snapprint. I've got an account with Snapprint and we've got banners and business cards and everything that Snapprint can just put something together for you, and then they can send it to you and invoice you, and then you can get that when you're ready as well. So homepage and onboarding page. Are you good? That would be like your first step, really. As any like comments or questions, just as I didn't get to read it all out, but what came up for you as you were just scrolling that with me?
I noticed that with the pro strategy there, they say patching, I think it's revisit and opportunity, but I saw someone else's pro strategy, which I think I prefer, and it's patching, review, and then order. And I really like that.
Love it. Amazing. Yeah, it's exactly. And the opportunity, the difference between the word opportunity and order is we're trying to use some of the tools that are in place for people by the time they get to the order, they have been informed enough where they really understand what they're about to order. So that's what our testimony nights are for, and that's what these few information websites are for as well. The information websites are really long and a lot in them. So when I send one of those information websites, I might even just circle, hey, just watch video 1 and 2, or just watch. So you're really trying to drip feed information. But I love that the order is really, it's the opportunity, right? To just go, let's get you patched, and then let's take an order. And I rang a friend today to do an order. She'd watched the video. She was kind of ready. I said, are you ready to get patched? And she laughed and laughed, but she loved it. Like she rang me back this afternoon. She'd done an order. She goes, I already told my mum, are you ready to get patched? So it's fun to like, just kind of use language that they can also go on and use with other people. So I love that. Joanne, any questions? Cassandra, Joanne?
Yeah, I do. How do you find obviously with sharing the technology, and I know by past experience it's often not a good thing to drill down too far at first, okay? So I guess my question to you is, how have you found the best way to do this? Do you actually give some patches out, let people try them. Have you found that that way is more successful? I'd just be interested to hear your feedback on that.
So good. I want Michelle to use something that's worked for her, and Alison, can you just tell the girls one way that's really worked for you, Michelle?
Sure. So I normally just I speak to people about it, and then I normally just send them the X39 Start, and I go, have a look at it, review the technology. It'll help you understand what photo light therapy is. And then once you've had a look at it, I'll give you a call, or I'll, catch up with you or have a coffee, and then we can discuss it. And I think that way we don't overtalk what the technology is, because it is quite technical. And I think that people need to understand that, and they can dive into the patents, and they can, listen to David, the inventor. And I think it just gives them some clarity around what the product is. And then I ring them back, or I follow them up and ask them what they think, and, are they happy? Are they ready to order? But I'm going to use that. I'm going to use your line, are you ready to patch, Vanessa? I like that. But yes, I find that that's the way. And then some others are just, they just see it and they just go, yep, I know what, particularly if they're in a holistic sort of field, they just know that they know about stem cells. And when you mention the word stem cells these days, people seem to be, very much aware of it. So being able to chat to them about how you can reactivate your own in your body, they all get quite excited.
Yeah, I think that that's a big key as well. I've been sort of thinking through it, and because obviously for us, you hear stem cell, the first thing you want to know is, oh, what is this? Like, where is this? But when I remember that one of the first things that you said to me, it was about how this stimulates your own stem cells, and that kind of got my attention immediately. But that is probably because I had been looking into the different technologies. And not everyone is going to be at that place. But I was just interested to, because I was listening to a few things this afternoon, and I know that, they were very, sorry about the fellow's name, that was the one that is like sort of right out there. What's his name?
Yes, Steve. Yeah.
He was sort of saying that, the success that he'd found was that he just gives patches to people, like try it. And so it sort of just got me thinking, whether that is, a good way to go in terms of even if somebody, and I'm thinking maybe if you feel a bit of resistance there, it's about like, just try it.
Just try it.
Yeah.
That's it. And honestly, the patching a person, where now we've been in this a few more months, it's less about what you promise it's going to do in 24 hours, because like you, Joanna, how are you going? And you're like, well, no change yet, right? And I love to say, I don't think I said it back to you, but most people that tell me no change yet, I'm like, great. Well, you're not one of the one patch wonders, but guess what? Nor is 90-something% of the rest of the users either. They're not one patch wonders. And so sometimes the stories we hear, like, oh my gosh, my life changed after one day of patching, it's actually the wrong thing to lead with, because it's not the normal, right? So we just say the opposite. Let's get a patch on you. We actually just want to show you how easy it is to patch. So it just becomes more like a sample, because we want them to see what the patch won't do, which is it won't do anything bad to them, right? And it won't do. And so I go to markets every Saturday. I only give a sample patch to someone if they've given me their information. And I say to them, like, I'd like your information. I really want to send you some information on the technology and a few testimonies. If you're willing to give me that, I'd love to, in exchange, give you a patch and then check in with you tomorrow. Just so you get a feeling, you get to know what it feels like to have it on for a day. And that's all I say to them. So, Alison, what's worked for you? You're doing amazing.
So I guess I'm giving a lot of patches away, and I tend to probably give more than just one. Because I know, a lot of people want to actually experience some form
benefits,
of
yeah.
reaction with it. So I tend to give 3, sometimes
Yeah.
5, which is probably maybe a bit too much. I'm not sure. But what I found is that people do see something in that time and that it really encourages them. But the other thing I do is I tell them what it's done for me, because I've been on the patches now probably for about 6 weeks, and so has David, my partner. And we tell, I tell them what these patches have done for us in that time. And the other thing I do, when I'm first sending information, I do what Michelle does. I send out that Start X39 because it's a good short little video and it explains, David Schmidt, the inventor, explains a lot about it. And then once they've had a look at that, I follow up to make sure they've actually looked at those short videos. And then I send them the email that is what to expect. And it gives you a breakdown of what to expect in the first few days, what to expect in the first 1 to 3 months, what to expect in the next 3 to 6 months. That gives them a really good understanding that this is not a quick fix, that it's, something that's for your long-term health, and that you will see incremental changes and improvements to your health over a period of time. And some people actually notice something day one. Some people, it takes a couple of days. Sometimes people, it takes a week. Everyone's different. Sometimes others, it may take, a month or several months. So I think you need to be upfront and honest with people that it varies from person to person, but even if they can't feel or see any changes, that it's working at a cellular level and it's making, big improvements to their body, and that it, in the first 24 hours, it's resetting over 4,000 genes. I mean, it's just amazing. I get so excited when I talk about it, and sometimes I get a bit too excited. I've got to calm down because it's just the most amazing technology. It is really incredible. So that's what I've done, and I guess I'm just.
I love that. And
oops, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the Start X39, isn't it? Yes.
So is that LifeWave?
Yeah. So this
Sorry,
is to
Start
show you.
X39.
Oh, so is that the website, like that's a link you can send them? Is that correct?
Yeah. So this is the other. So I was just referencing 2. So you have 2 information sites that are worth sending. You have, if you feel like they're okay with just some of the extra energy, but also their stuff is so good on This Is It info now. Like, even if you look at this is Stephen Gina's. So if you go to Stephen Gina's, this interview is amazing. But again, you just got to be, and I just tell my friends, hey, the sales team that is really helping and mentoring us, they're out of Florida. We love them. We've talked to them. We're getting to know them personally. They're all about people's health and wealth. So I'm upfront with that if I send them this website. But I say, watch the 3rd video. If you've never understood the power of stem cells in your body, watch the 3rd interview with an integrative doctor. And I literally take them to there. And then what Alison's talking about is, then I'll go afterwards what to expect. So then we go down to these, and I love it. And if to Alison's point, hey, I want you to go a bit further down the website, and I want you to look at long-term results. So this is all on This Is It info. And then she said, click here for the download. And all of a sudden you can send them that, right? This is what's happening. So it's a great little screenshot you can send, but I actually like to send people to it via the website and say, download it yourself. Because every time you can send them back to a site, it's less they have to think about doing themselves, right? Because it's just right there. So that's what Alison's referencing. And Start X39, which is Onyx's quantum fields, way less of that energy that we were talking about. It's pretty much the same site. It just has a bit less of, again, say the Stephen Gina and the interviews and some of that stuff in it. But Alison's referencing exact same data is on here, how it works, how to wear it. So even the first day I patch someone, even at the markets, a stranger, once I get their details, I'll send that to, and I'll go down to how to wear it. Because if they've taken it and they're not wearing it to tomorrow, because they might not want to wear it to the next day, then I take them. So every time this is called pre-qualifying. It's not just called patching. You're always pre-qualifying. Is this person willing to look at a video? Is this person willing to go to the website? Is this person willing to give you information? Because you're giving away, girls, you're giving away about 6, 7 Aussie dollars. If you're giving away 3, you're giving away about 20, like up to 20, depending on exchange rates. 5, you're giving away 30 something dollars to someone. If you're going to invest $30, you probably need to have them be like, oh, I'm so about ready to order, or this felt so fascinating. And the other thing I'll be honest with you and say about this is, in my experience so far, belief in this changes their experience when they patch. Like, it really does. They begin to orient towards wellness, or they'll look for something. Oh my gosh, I think I slept better. Could that be the patch? Like, and it's not like it's not all like just fake. We know the data is real, but I think pre-qualifying, when you're going to hand over a patch, even the way the Aussie team teaches, if you can actually physically put the patch on that person right there and then, they're ready, they're open. Within a day, you're going to get an order from that person, right? Because it's like there was just a willingness to trust and a willingness to be patched. And there's beautiful ways the Aussies do that. Like, even when I patch a stranger and I say, could I just put this on your neck? And I patched a woman and her special needs son on Saturday. And she knew about stem cells, of course, just because she's been looking for like 40 years for solutions for her son. And I just said, can I patch? Can I put this on your neck, top of your neck? I make sure they're not on any chemotherapy, or they don't. There's 2 things. I just say, I just need to check, are you not on chemotherapy tablets, or are you taking an anti-rejection drug? They're the only 2 things you can't patch if you're doing. So I always ask that just before I patch them. And then that moment of actually patching them, I love God. And so for me, in my heart, I'm praying in that moment. I'm just like, I'm really just trusting that this is just an exchange of, if nothing else, if no sale happens, I've just met someone, and I just am trusting that connection, right? But I'm also believing that for people like that, the patch will do something in 24 hours. It gives them hope, or maybe something will happen. And so that lady she just ordered from me, and
Oh, wow.
and she's from Melbourne. So she goes, I don't know why I drove into the markets. I don't know why, you know what I mean? So this is what you're going to experience all the time. And you really will. And these girls do as well. Like, the patching moment is a powerful moment if you get to it, but so is the pre-qualifying, because I think sometimes withholding a patch from a person is just as important as giving a patch, right? So just learning to discern.
Vanessa, I liked what one of the directors said the other day on the Zoom. She said she carries the patches in her handbag, so she's always got them with her so that she can, and she's always open for business, right? So you just never know you never know who's going to cross your path that you might go, because people just, I don't know, people just tend to tell you their problem, oh, I've got to saw this, or I've got to saw that, or I go, oh, really? So how, and then you start asking them questions, and then you go, would you invest some, some money into your health for the next 3 months to see how, we could improve your wellness? I go, oh, okay, what's it about?
Michelle, say that again. I love that. I love how you say that now. You've been doing this for a few months. Just that moment.
Yes. Can you invest? Are you willing to invest 3 months? Are you willing to invest in your health for 3 months to see if we can help your wellness? And they go, and it's only and I just say it's 3 months of investing in your health, and if they've got a lot of problem, or they're unwell or whatever, they go, well, yes, I'll give it a try. And I think the thing is that and then I do send them the information for them to have a look at. And I think the next thing, I don't normally patch them, to be honest, until they say, yes, I want to have a further discussion, but I probably should, just so that they realize. A lot of people push back, particularly if they're on medication, and everybody seems to say, oh, is it going to interfere with my medication? But we go, no, it's non-transdermal. It doesn't affect any of that. So, but no, but it's amazing. And people go, yes, I'll invest, and it's $6 a day. It's nothing. It's a cup of coffee a day, basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's no, it's good.
It's a great question, Joanne. Thanks for asking. And you'll find your unique way with it, and you'll also find the person. I love that. Some people you're going to patch straight away. Otherwise, you're going to ask them to watch the video. We just did that. Andrew just talked about it to someone, asked them to watch the video, and took 2 patches back today. So it depends on who it is, where you are. And I think that's perfect. My other advice is, only patch with the X39. I think maybe we do have Eon that does immediate stuff, or an Ice Wave, for example. Like I know Misha here in Australia, she loves the Ice Wave because it's just for that really acute pain and you can get immediate results. I think, yes, if you get confident with that, but to not confuse people, just go for the X39 and then, because they will be doing something in 24 hours for sure. So.
And since I spoke to you, Vanessa, I was actually just doing some research around this late this afternoon, and I just kind of went like this because I have a lot of trouble with my shoulders, and they're usually as hard as a rock. And I went, oh my gosh, like they're soft. So I kind of said to my daughter, come and feel this. So this is the thing, is that when you're, I guess, so busy, sometimes you're not noticing those smaller things. So,
that's why we give them the health check too. It's the health check sheet.
Yes, we've filled that out.
Yeah. I think the health track is
when
amazing.
It's incremental, sometimes you're not sort of seeing it, but I know that even my husband said about his back, he's not had the pain in his back like he's had before. So we haven't even been on it a week yet.
Wow.
So good.
Yeah. So we're kind of like itching to start the Eon patch, but we're holding out for the week.
I told them, because girls, Michelle and Alison, correct me if you would do something differently, and everyone will, but because we did do a little bit of there was a bit going on for them. So, and we're a big Eon fan too, particularly at nighttime. But I ask everyone to do only the X39 for a week, because I do want them to realize the X39 is going to do the resetting, and the rest are going to just fast track a few of those things. But so I know you'll be itching and you'll love it when you get it for sure. But if no one, David said this, if I had no other patch anymore, I would just be reassured the X39 would still be doing all those things. It just might take a little longer, right? So,
and I think when you first start, it's harder to get your head around what everything else does. And I think that we know that the X39.
Oh, her battery must have died.
Oh no.
Well, I wanted to just show you on just something around scripts, and I wanted to just end by showing you around the scripts, purely because, again, scripts are just starters. They're starter language. The more you can, immerse yourself, the better you get. So there's 2 different these trainings, again, depending on which team you use. This is it. We're just going to go. I'm going to show you this. I really they do lead with the business, but honestly, they talk a lot just about the technology. So they're probably even more like high level, don't need to know a lot. Let's just share this, share this, share this. It's life changing. Why wouldn't you share it? So when you go back, and I wanted to show you how to get it. So you're going to go back to the home page. You're going to come all the way down to the sample system. When you go to the sample system, you're going to click on more details. And again, watch this woman. She's just lovely. She's a great woman. She's just pretty much become a senior presidential director by sampling people. Read through the kind of philosophy on sampling, which is the whole like prospect someone just so they understand it. And then here's how you can order them. But basically, I'm so sorry. It's not on this page. I'll find it later and I'll put it in our chat. It's basically scripts that just really help you go, hey, what do you know about, it's exactly what Michelle was saying. What do you know about stem cells? How's your health? Is there anything going on right now? So I'll find the link to that. I thought it was on that's the only challenge with This Is It. There's such amazing stuff, but you, I actually think it's around the word P, but I'll find it for you. On Build 331, here it is. Theirs is a lot simpler in terms of steps, but if you go to their steps, understand, patch, ask, share, give, follow up, and invite to a Zoom. Ask, share, give is this one. I love this. So it's, what do you know about stem cells? What if you could activate your stem cells naturally? What's going on for you in your health? Are you suffering from any aging? I found something to help me with, and then that just becomes your personal story. What if you could activate your stem cells for less than a cup of coffee a day? Then I love this. They just say 2-minute story and then share a link and then give out a patch. So this is that's a really easy thing. That she dives a bit more into more scripts. So does This Is It. I love This Is It only because I actually copied a few of those and just put them on, like screenshot them and keep them on my phone just to learn, because I'm not a natural salesperson. So honestly, like I love this. It's growth edge stuff for me. Andrew is so much more naturally this way, and he would be on, and he apologizes. We're just working out someone's funeral, so he had some stuff to do for that tonight. But he is more that person that knows how to close and sell and all that kind of stuff. Whereas I needed the scripts. I needed to learn what to say around this. And I also wanted to learn so I could teach others. So I'm going to get you both those links to the scripts. And then you'll find your own voice as you use that language, right? So, and then the last thing I'd say is just lean on us, like lean on your sponsor for the calls. Anyone that's curious about ordering, I love that call with you just till you get to manager at least, because it's in the call that you'll see some of the connection, and you'll also see what an upgrade might look like. And also I'll help you do the orders, right? So I'll be in your back end. I'll do the orders with you. We'll put them in the right place. And if we all model that until someone gets to manager, which is just 4 orders, 2 on each side from silver or above, until someone gets to manager, just realize you need to be there for every single question, and no question's a stupid question. And nothing feels irrelevant, but with your questions, they're helpful to me, because if you have questions, I'll go back to the system, and if the system can't answer it, we just need to tweak the system so that we always have the consistent answers. So so that's how it works. Your first goal is manager. Alison just hit manager before New Zealand, actually, didn't you, Alison? So and manager just means 4 orders at silver and above. And then the big key is they just need to be on an auto ship, just more for the point system that's going to be around that. So we'll train that out another day. But I wanted to just ask you to stop the recording, and I hope that was helpful in terms of